Good morning, Flagler County, and welcome to Veterans on Point, a WNZF radio show developed in mind for our county's beloved and respected veterans population and anyone else listening via internet or podcast. I'm your host, David Lydon, the Flagler County Veterans Services Officer, and naturally, I'm here with my friend and colleague at the office, Eric Flores. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Dave, and good morning to all our listeners. As always, hoping that everybody's doing well health-wise and enjoying the nice, cool weather that we have every week. I mean, so good. We had some rain, and now we have great weather. So I hope each one of you are doing well.
If you're lucky enough to live in Flagler County, you're lucky enough. And if you're watching via YouTube, you will see that we have our guest host in here again. That's our old pal, Jeff Kingdon, the woodworker and Marine Corps vet. He's got only another few days to be the Flagler County Veteran of the Year, and it's going to be turned over actually to another Marine, just to give you a little bit of a secret, and we'll reveal who that person is on, who the new Flagler County Veteran of the Year is on Veterans Day. But good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Eric.
Or whatever time anybody's listening.
Right.
And got to remind you that Eric and I are your Flagler County Veterans Services officers, and we're at 1769 East Moody Boulevard in Bunnell. And our number is 386-313-4014. We are there to help veterans and their spouses and other family members when applicable with VA claims and much more. Give us a call if you need some help. It's always great to have an appointment so that we can dedicate the right amount of time to your situation, not feel rushed or make you feel rushed. So 386-313-4014, and we are open at 8 in the morning until 5 o'clock, and generally we go for lunch noon to 1. All right, and Star Spangled Banner is our traditional one at the end of the show. That's the one that Billy Jones likes so much, that version anyway. Got to let you know and remind you that Massage by Natalie is our sponsor and sponsor for the podcast on WNZF. We thank them for being sponsors, and we want to remind you they're at 4871 Palm Coast Parkway Northwest, suite number 1 in Palm Coast. Phone number is 386-227-7499 for those achy, breaky bones and joints. And Massage by Natalie and Company.
I think we all have those, Dave.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Then get your butt up there.
We all have achy and breaky days.
Yeah. Our legal loyal listeners still headquartered up in St. Cyr now with Billy Jones.
Good morning, Billy.
The leader of the loyal listeners.
Morning, Billy.
And Navy Master Chief Dan, his wife Kay.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Dan.
And Jeff is here. He's not only listening, he's participating today. So,
oh yeah,
Talking Tom. I saw Talking Tom this week at the American Legion meeting. Charlie Hanger, I saw at the Veterans Advisory Council meeting this week, and he listens with his wife Jenny.
Morning, guys.
Dennis, of course, let us know for last week. He gave us some information on guitars for vets. Dennis Bird, that is, and their location and time for when they have their practices. And they welcome other vets to come learn to play the guitar. And while we're mentioning Charlie Hanger, the Queen of Hearts for the VFW is over $11,000 pot now.
Way out there.
How many cards you say are left? 12 or 16?
Yeah,
or
there's
something.
not that many. Not that many.
So I guess last year the pot got up to $75,000, and so it's at $11,360, the last number I got, and that's at the VFW. They do that drawing every Tuesday night.
That is tempting.
At 47 Old Kings Road North in Palm Coast. So if you're interested in going over there and swooping in at the last minute and grabbing that big pot of money,
cash,
give it a try.
I think you have to be present.
It helps the post. You do have to be present to
get the whole thing,
to receive the pot. If your name is, I don't know how it works, but I guess how your name is, your card is pulled or your name is pulled or whatever. But there's a caveat. You can get, under the rules, you can get half the pot if you're not there if they call you and you answer the phone. But if you don't answer the phone, you're out of luck. It goes on to the next
one. Yes.
Who else we got? Okay, Frankie Jr. is going to be at Veterans Day with his dad,
Good
Frankie.
morning, guys.
So Bicycle Frank this week, he stopped in for a copy of his DD Form 214. And
Frank, that's the third one.
Huh?
I said, Frank, that's the third copy.
It is. Or more.
Oh, more.
And can't forget James the Mailmaid.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So, James the Mailmaid, thanks for filling us in, letting us know that you're out there listening. And one of these days, he says he's going to make it. Surprise us at Culver's. Meet us there on a Friday. But his patients that he takes care of come first. We understand. We understand that.
We have shipmate Royer, what is his last name?
Royer.
Shipmate Royer, good morning, if you're listening to the show.
Or Royer for Americans. Royer for the French. Raymond, he goes by.
Ray, yeah.
Yeah, Ray Royer. Thank you for listening, Ray, and it's nice for you to swing by and let us know that you're listening and that you enjoyed the show.
Indeed.
All right. So guess what, guys? We're not going to talk about the president this week. We're going to skip it because we're going to remind everybody how Veterans Day came about. So
very important.
And so Veterans Day is now observed annually on November 11th in the United States. It honors all who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces in war and in peace. Its origins trace to the end of World War I, then called the Great War, which formally concluded at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. The armistice signed in a railway carriage at Compiègne, France. There's another French word. Between the Allies and Germany halted 4 years of devastating conflict that claimed over 16 million lives and left millions more wounded. In the United States, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed November 11th, 1919, as the first Armistice Day, urging citizens to pause and reflect on the heroism of those who fought to make the world safe for democracy. Parades, public meetings, and a 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. marked the occasion nationwide. For nearly a decade, Armistice Day remained a state-level observance. In 1926, Congress passed a resolution calling for annual commemorations, and in 1938 made November 11th a federal holiday dedicated to world peace and the veterans of the Great War. The day retained a strong association with the 1918 armistice, symbolized by red poppies inspired by the 1915 poem In Flanders Fields, and mourned in memory of battlefield sacrifices. World War II and the Korean War dramatically expanded the veterans' population. In 1954, recognizing the holiday should honor all American veterans, not just those who served in World War I, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed legislation renaming it Veterans Day. The change, championed by Kansas shoemaker and World War II veteran Al King, shifted focus from a single armistice to a universal gratitude for military service. A brief disruption occurred in 1968 when the Uniform Monday Holiday Act moved Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October, effective 1971, to create a 3-day weekend for the federal government. Public backlash was immediate, and many felt the date's historic significance had been severed. 10 states refused to comply, and in 1975, President Gerald Ford signed a law returning Veterans Day to November 11th, beginning in 1978, regardless of the day of the week. Today, Veterans Day remains fixed on November 11th. Federal ceremonies at Arlington National Cemetery, wreath layings at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and local parades underscore its solemnity. Unlike Memorial Day, which honors the fallen, Veterans Day celebrates the living, over 16 million U.S. veterans as of 2025, who served in every conflict from World War II to ongoing operations. The national moment of silence at 11 a.m. local time echoes the original 1919 tradition, uniting the nation in quiet gratitude for their service and sacrifice. So, which we'll lead into, we'll talk about all the Veterans Day events that are coming up. But first, I got to let you know that drivers, the DAV is seeking volunteer drivers to continue filling their list of volunteer drivers to take veterans from their homes to their VA appointments, whether it's a VA medical center appointment, a VA clinic appointment, whether it's a community care network appointment set up by the VA, or it's a service-connected disability compensation and pension exam. You are eligible to call the DAV at 386-439-2122 and find out if they can get you to your appointment. So that number is if you want to use the service, but it's also there if you want to become a volunteer. You do not need to use your own vehicle to drive veterans to their appointments, as the DAV does have VA vehicles for that purpose. You do need to be insurable. Of course, you need to have a driver's license. And you do need to have a background check and a physical by the VA. So, again, find out how to volunteer. 386-439-2122. That's the DAV Chapter 86 at 27 Florida Park North in Palm Coast. You can stop by, too, if you're a veteran, and or if you're not a veteran. Just stop by, say hello. But they do lots of things there to help veterans. I think Tuesday where they have where
bread.
Publix donates.
They have pastries and bread for members and family.
Like day old stuff that can go by there, still good. And they do service officer work there and much more. So
on Thursday they have Tai Chi with Lee.
Tai Chi with Lee.
Not Bruce, but it's Lee from 11:45 to 1 p.m. So all members and family members are welcome.
That's our buddies over there at DAV Chapter 86. All right, Jeff, what's going on Veterans Day?
A lot.
Besides you taking off your crown.
I know. Has it shine? You have to shine it before you pass it to the next one.
Brasso.
Brasso.
Well, what I have is, of course, there's the parade.
The parade kicks off 10 a.m.
And everybody has to have been.
If you signed up, you got to be there before 9:30 because that's when they shut down the street.
And the parade starts at 10 and ends at the Government Center building in Bunnell. It's about, a mile long?
About 3/4 of a mile. And if you're marching in the parade and you want to, as you march back to the Government Services Building, if you want to park your car at the Government Services Building in that vicinity and there's going to be shuttles that go to the staging area for the parade. So that way you go down to the staging area, you march back to the Government Services Building, your car is there. After you attend the ceremony, then you can leave in your car.
Absolutely.
Or after you have your Texas Roadhouse lunch too.
Oh yeah, you can bring the chairs too. Bring your chairs and park by there. Put it by the sidewalk if you want to watch the parade there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's a ceremony that you and Eric put on. That's
the Veterans Advisory Council puts it on.
The VAC puts it on.
Yeah. With our help.
And that starts at around 11 o'clock.
Thereabouts. It's going to be tentative based on when the
Parade's over.
Finishes into the to the Government Services Building area. But we're going to have to time it so that we can get the ceremony started, the national anthem going, and so that we can time it with the fire flight going by with the American flag below it flying, doing a flyover. So
that's right.
Takes a little bit of coordination.
And that's where you recognize the new Veteran of the Year.
We'll have our guest speaker, who's the parade marshal as well, the grand marshal for the parade. That's Lieutenant Colonel Dave Freeman, United States Army, retired. And, of course, we've mentioned on here, he's been on the program and talked about his 2,200-mile trek up the Appalachian Trail this year, which is quite amazing. And kind of envious, but I know that I would not be able to do it with the way my bones are. But
What we want to do, the other stuff, the other event that they have on the river.
the Mississippi,
The Mississippi
they have
River.
that same group does a Mississippi kayak or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they do a bicycle one across
They
the
do,
country
yeah.
too. So, and he'll mention that as it's won't forget the name of the group he went with again, but he'll mention it at the and acknowledge them at the ceremony.
And you also have a special singer this year.
Special singer, 9-year-old Laurel Duffy, yes, and she's the daughter of the Palm Coast city of Palm Coast council, and we look forward to that. And of course, Vince Cotero always finishes up the ceremony with "God Bless the USA."
Oh yeah.
Can't forget to mention that the community chorus of Palm Coast will be there singing their medley of patriotic songs.
The Girl Scout's going to be there too.
Girl Scouts, you got a hold of them? They're
Yeah.
coming. Yep, good.
Good.
And
And then-
Flagler County Historical Society is going to have a Veterans Day photo shoot, which will be in the Government Services Building in the Board of County Commissioners Chambers, right there on the first floor. So if wear your uniform, bring your family. If you're not wearing your uniform, wear your hat, your veteran's hat, a veteran's shirt, veteran's vest, whatever it is. You can get a professional portrait done that day at from 11 to around, or I'm sorry, from 10 o'clock a.m. to around 12.
That's going to be cool.
That's nice of them to do that.
It's very nice, and the photographer. I've seen the work of the photographers, and they are excellent. So you'll get a great portrait done that day for nothing.
You know, we're going to have plenty of chairs in there, so don't worry about seating because we're going to have plenty.
There'll
plenty
be
of
chairs. Yep, the chairs and tables that'll be under the overhang of the Government Services Building, because after the ceremony, and there'll be a lunch to be served, and you'll have a nice comfortable place to sit and have your lunch.
Absolutely.
So stick around after the ceremony.
Yeah, it's always a good ceremony, and I always think it's pretty well attended.
I hope even more so this year.
Yeah.
I hope we got great weather. So if you're listening, pray for great weather for Veterans Day.
I think the forecast is good, but it's a week out.
It is a week out, so we got some other stuff coming up too with the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps has got its big birthday, 250 years, on November 10th, and I know the sheriff's office is hosting a celebration. I think that's at 11:15, or they want you to be there by 11:15. That's at their headquarters building on, I always forget the name of that road, but it's by Commerce Parkway and just down the street behind Wendy's. So there is a flyer out. What they'd ask you to do, there's a QR code on there. They ask you to kind of RSVP by that, so they know how much food to have for the for afterwards, snacks or whatever they're doing. So
That's great. Also, BFW is having their own. This is BFW Post 8696 having their own Veterans Day ceremony or event on the same day, November 11, and this is going to be maybe around noontime. After you get done with our ceremony and you eat in our ceremony, you can head that way and eat again. So they're going to have a flag ceremony at 12, then the free haircut for veterans. Between 1 to 3, they have different vendors, and they have free services for all veterans. So they have lunch from firehouse up, so you can eat that day. So it's open to the public. You don't have to be a veteran.
somebody said the Brass Tap has free hamburgers that day.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. So it's open to the public, so you can participate again. It's at noontime. It started at 12 p.m.
I think Texas Roadhouse is handing out vouchers that day
is true.
for
That is
dinner or
true.
lunch.
That is true. And this one is sponsored by BFW and the American Legion, Post 115.
Also on November 10th, the Marine Corps birthday, we're having a brick ceremony at Heroes Park where we recognize the Marines that have passed this year. And we have bricks laid down recognizing them.
For the again for the 250. I mean, you do it every year, but this is
Yeah.
this is the big one.
Yeah.
250. Yeah.
This is the big one. So you're the Army's number one. They've been they're the oldest. The Marines are the second oldest. Then the Navy, because the Navy apparently got shut down for a while and then refunded again, like 8 years later, something like that. So they fall in number 3. Then the Air Force, then the Space Force, then the Coast Guard. And the Coast Guard, Coast Guard was established long ago too, but they're not a branch of the armed forces until activated by the president for a conflict. So that's why they fall at the end. So if you see some flyers out there and they're out of order, then talk to the person who designed the flyer. That's how it's supposed to go.
Yes.
Yeah, the reason they disbanded the Navy was for financial reasons right after the Revolutionary War. Mm-hmm. And then in 1794, George Washington reactivated the Navy because of issues our merchants were having
the pirates
in the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
So he reactivated the Navy. So the Navy's birthday is actually before the Marine Corps birthday, but the fact that it was disbanded, it's now number 3 in the
in the line of succession. When you see the flags that are put up or the seals that are put up with the branches of the service,
that's the reason why.
So the Marines snuck up there. So.
Yeah. They took advantage of that period.
That gap. Yep.
Yeah, that gap.
They ran the
All
gap.
right, Marine. Even though they still belong to the Navy, they have it.
Hey, watch it.
They have it. So VFW also want me to put out that they have the sock hop event. I don't know what that means, but it's sock hop.
A sock hop. That's a term from the 50s.
Okay.
Which our friend here would know better than we do.
Okay, so let's.
How many sock hops did you go to in your time, Jeff?
Probably none.
None.
So
anyway,
this is going to be in November 14. I'm sorry. They have a dinner starting at 6 to 7 p.m. Hamburger and hot dog, and the dance begins 7 to 10. They have it's going to be they're going to have a DJ Big Mike. It's open to the public. You can buy the ticket in advance at the bar, the BFW bar. Donation $20 a person or $30 a couple. So it's pretty cool deal.
You going to this one? Is this be your first sock hop?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And they also have a November 15. This is the day after, at 6 p.m. The Autumn Marathon with P-Bay Jazz Band at the BFW. So this is on Saturday, November 15 at 6 p.m. So if you want to buy a ticket, give them a call and or stop by the bar. They have the ticket at the bar.
I think on the 12th is when the Air Force Jazz Band is going to be at the Fitzgerald, unless the government shutdown messes that up too. That messed up the Army that came to town with their band. That got canceled.
Yeah.
So we hope something gets resolved there in our great capital, and so that the Air Force Band can come to town.
Yes, we don't want to miss that one. I heard from many people before that they heard the band and they say they're awesome. They're awesome.
Every month we have the Veterans Advisory Council, where people from the different veterans organizations come. And one of the things we do there is we talk about important dates in the month. And one of the things that I'd like to mention, because we haven't mentioned it yet, is the week of November 3 through 7 is the National Veterans Small Business Week. Now, I know the show's going to be on the air after that, but I think the important thing to remember there is to give the veterans that own small businesses, give them your business.
Absolutely. Support them.
Okay. We got the 2-minute warning sign. Just to reiterate about the Air Force Jazz Band, Eric and I have tickets in our office. So if you want free tickets to that event on November 11th, I think it's in the evening, 7 o'clock probably, then stop in, give us a call, 386-313-4014, and you can have some free tickets. All right. Well, guys, thanks for
listening and watching to our show.
Thanks for letting everybody know about our great events that are coming up.
Yeah, do us a favor and click that I like it on YouTube. Okay.
Thank you.
We almost a million viewers.
I think we're up to
passed
almost 5 million now.
Almost 5 now. Yeah. I knew we were close
in our dreams.
Okay.
Well, no country and no state, no community does more for veterans than the United States of America, the great and free state of Florida, the wonderful Flagler County, the lovely city of Palm Coast, and all of our beautiful beach cities. We are truly fortunate to live in this area.
Indeed.
Be a victor, not a victim. Be educated, not indoctrinated. That is so important, folks. Be your own thinker. And most importantly, be kind to someone today, or many someones. We thank you for listening. Please, I hope to see you at some of our Veterans Day events.
Yes.
Come out for the parade, cheer us on, come to the ceremony, and share a lunch with another vet.
Please save that date.
Any further comments from Jeff or Eric?
Guy, thanks for listening and watching to our show. Then we'll see you next week.
All right, folks, take care.
Bye-bye.